Alright, what is going on, everyone? First and foremost, I want to say thank you for being here right now, watching this video. I do really appreciate you for your time, and I'd really appreciate if you do consider subscribing, because it truly does help me out a lot. Now, we got the final month of Lil Peep, man. A lot of people miss Lil Peep, things like that, man. And it's been a long time. People still remember him, and he's made an impact in the music industry. So, yeah, man. Without further ado, let's just play the video, see what it's talking about.
2017 at about 4:30 p.m. Lil Peep was in the back of his tour bus smoking with two of his fans. He was in a very good mood. At one point he looked out the bus window at the Arizona sky to where he said, "Today is a good day. Not every day is a good day, but today is. I feel good." Less than 30 minutes later, he nodded off and never woke up again. On October 2nd, 2017, Lil Peep set out on a North American tour that would last about a month and a half, performing at 31 different cities. He had just came back from Europe, where he was performing a smaller tour, but this tour in the United States was set to be even longer with less rest days. Peep suggested to his management that he wanted to take several friends from Goth Boy Clique with him this time. Goth Boy Clique was a collective of underground artists Peep had been a part of.
That's kind of stressful, though, like 31 cities and whatnot. Barely any rest, back to back going. I understand you gotta make your money, but like, bro, especially for Lil Peep, he literally said himself not every day is a good day, and he's known to be a very sad person, right? He makes very sad music, and that stems from his emotions and things like that. You get what I mean? To make music like that, gotta be in your feelings, man. And clearly something was going on, but I don't know, man. Maybe he could have, cut it down a bit, got a little bit more rest, and simply for his mental health, man. Simply for his mental health. But let's keep going.
Before signing his record deal, his management had been trying to keep him away from them as much as possible. They stated, "We want you to be healthy and productive and don't think GBC should be on this tour." Because of this, there was tension building. Peep was becoming defiant toward his label and management, and GBC didn't understand why he was becoming distant with them as well, causing problems on both ends and leaving Peep in the middle of it all. His manager and label owner both decided to hire a woman named Belinda Mercer to help with the North American tour. This was an attempt to introduce a new person and clean slate. She even traded in the small vans and upgraded Peep to a real tour bus. Now he could bring people with him, and he filled all 12 beds on the bus. In attendance was Peep himself, a few members of GBC, and his opening act Bexy. The other spots were all taken by the traveling crew, a merch guy, lighting director, videographer, and of course the bus driver. After loading their belongings, they packed everything, including all the drugs they could bring. Their first stop was in Seattle on October 2nd, and Peep seemed to be in good spirits throughout his performance. But only after a few dates, things became noticeably off. Something was wrong, and this time it was different. Peep was spending nearly all his time on the bus, rarely leaving to walk around the cities or even get food for himself. The one drug that seemed to be the most popular with Gus on the tour was ketamine. His friends said it was alarming because it really...
Bro, he was pretty much living the rock star lifestyle, you get what I mean? It's to the point where he pretty much can have anything that he wants when it comes to materialistic world things, you get what I mean? It's just like, bro, I don't know, man. Maybe it's too much pressure for him. Maybe it's too much stress. I don't know, man. But clearly, he's not happy. He's depressed, and money can't buy him happiness. Because clearly, he doesn't even want to roam around in life. He just wants to be locked up, isolated, take drugs, and do these tours and make money. I don't know, man. But let's keep going, though.
He wiped him out and made him non-functioning. Several people on the tour bus noted Peep had been getting the ketamine from none other than his tour manager, Belinda. Allegedly, she abused the power to get everyone on the bus to do what she needed. It's important to note now that Belinda has denied these accusations since his passing, and has declined to give her side of the story. On October 25th, Pete's tour bus arrived at the border between Canada and the United States. Everyone on board was asked to exit the vehicle. Officers and dogs searched the bus for drugs, and they pulled Belinda to the side for an interrogation. At 1:53 p.m., Peep texted his girlfriend, "I've been at the Canadian border for 7 hours. I think they arrested my tour manager." Finally, in the late afternoon, the bus was allowed to cross into Canada with everyone except Belinda. They raced to Toronto without her, and they arrived just in time to do that night's show. Belinda was later released and crossed into Canada on her own and rejoined them after paying a $2,000 fine, but with seemingly no explanation. As the days went on, Peep's physical and mental health seemed to be depleting at a quick rate. Management ignored these signs and urged him to keep up, despite seeing his cries for help that had been going on for months. On November 14th, the tour arrived in El Paso, Texas. Peep was on edge and very upset about the venue. He called his mom to vent that day. What he didn't know was that would be the last phone call he would ever have.
At the end of the day, bro, you gotta realize, bro, these record labels don't care about you, bro. You get what I mean? These record labels don't care about you. They only want to know that you're making the money. You get what I mean? Because he's doing these shows. You know what I mean? And he's not getting 100% of the paycheck. You know what I mean? He's getting paid to do these shows, right? They're not gonna give him all the money. He has to split the money in between his team, the record label, things like that, bro. So the people around him only want to make sure that they're making money. You get what I mean? And he is the source. He is the source of, the money that they're getting a percentage of. You get what I mean? So whatever he wants, he's gonna get it. You get what I mean? If he wants drugs, they're gonna give him drugs. You get what I mean? They're gonna give him whatever he wants. You get what I mean? And they're not gonna tell him what's right. You get what I mean? Simply because, bro, these record labels don't care about you. They don't, bro. And it's basically known to be a fact. Once you pass away, that's when, a lot more money start to come in. You get what I mean? It's pretty much a fact. You get what I mean? Because you pass away, all these new fans start coming in. Oh, Lil Peep passed away, dang. People who never even knew of Lil Peep when he was alive start popping up and start listening to his music, and it's to the point where he even becomes a legend. You get what I mean? And streams start going up and up and up, and the money goes to the record labels, bro. And it's sad, but let's keep going.
With her. Someone suggested that they try canceling the show, but this wouldn't work because he posted a video to Instagram that afternoon of him dropping pills in his mouth, and by posting this publicly, he made it clear he wasn't actually sick, so the show was gonna happen.
El Paso, I'm good, I'm not sick. I'ma see y'all tonight.
He only had 2 shows left after this and he would be done, so he decided to push through it. Despite being frustrated, he performed and finished in El Paso, and he would be getting on the tour bus toward Tucson, Arizona. The last day of Lil Peep's life began much like any other on the tour. He was still sleeping around noon when the bus pulled up to The Rock, a 600-person capacity venue on the edge of downtown Tucson. By around 3:30 p.m. he was awake, taking photos and chatting with fans outside. This was when 2 fans approached him. One of the fans says he was with Peep from the time they met until the moment he lost consciousness, just about 45 minutes later. But he says he never saw Peep take any pills. The 2 fans later said things got weird after this. Peep was shutting the door to the lounge on the bus when he began nodding off. His eyes shut and his head went forward. They yelled his name and he snapped out of it. He then moved to a larger couch and nodded off again. They continued to wake him up, but he ultimately would just fall back asleep. Finally, his head rolled back and he appeared to be in a deep sleep. They decided to leave, where they told Peep's friends he knocked out in the back of the bus. According to them, they thought nothing of this because it was normal for him. At 5:30 p.m., Belinda came to check on Lil Peep and says she too saw he was sleeping, upright on the couch and snoring. She claims to have tried to wake him up, but his body just twitched and he wouldn't wake. 15 minutes later, she checked on him again to where he was still snoring. Bexy then came back from a shopping trip around this same time and told a similar story of Peep snoring, even posting a video online as a joke.
Peep's at the back of the bus doing press-ups, sit-ups, working on his six-pack, his muscles. I'm gonna see for myself.
For over 3 hours, nobody questioned what was happening until 8:53 p.m. An associate of Peep's noticed he was pale and his lips were blue and immediately called 911.
911, what is the emergency?
I need an ambulance.
Okay, what's the address?
I'm at The Rock. I'm at a venue called The Rock.
Alright, tell me what's going on there.
I'm working with an artist and he's just completely out of it. He's cold, he's just knocked out. I don't know what he's faking. He's not awake. We're trying to wake him up and he's not awake at all.
Breathing normally.
Not really, no.
Belinda pulled Peep to the floor and began chest compressions until an ambulance arrived 3 minutes later. Unfortunately, he had no pulse and was no longer breathing. They tried to give him 3 different doses of medicine, but nothing was working. Inside the venue, GBC members tried to perform a few songs in an effort to keep everyone distracted from the chaos outside. But as word spread slowly, they spilled to the street where people were crying, fights broke out, and fans took photos of his body being removed from the bus. Lil Peep was pronounced dead shortly after.
The young rapper was set to perform here at The Rock on Wednesday night, and although the official cause of death...
But yeah, man, I'm ending this video here. It's one of those sad situations where he didn't even want to be alive anymore. You get what I mean? He was clearly not happy with his life. He said it himself. He'd rather work at Starbucks. He said a normal 9-to-5 job, bro. You get what I mean? Because, bro, if you're saying that, something clearly something is going on behind the scenes. You get what I mean? I'm not sure what's going on, but like, I don't know if they're abusing him for money or controlling him to do certain things simply because, you know, you have to do this. We got you where you are today. Do this for us. I don't know, man, but record labels can be controlling, and you gotta be careful what contracts you sign, bro. You get what I mean? And man, they were supplying him with drugs. Nobody around him even cared about him. You know, a guy, you can see one of his friends filming a video while he was passed out on drugs, joking about how much he's doing sit-ups, working out, working on his six-pack, when that wasn't the case, bro. You get what I mean? He was on the verge of dying, and you didn't even really care, bro, because that's like a normal thing, man. But I don't know, man. It's sad, but I guess they just wanted to give him whatever he wants, just because, to basically supply him with whatever he wants, simply because they want him to finish this tour, which is just completely sad, man. But without further ado, gonna end the video here. Let me know what you guys think, and peace out, man.